The May 21st, 2018 meeting of the Recreation Education Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Elkoffer? Here. Mr. Ansello is excused. Mr. Felder? Here. Mr. Flagler-Mitchell is excused. Chairman Terp?
Here.
President Carbone?
Here.
Is there anyone signed up for the public forum?
There's not.
Is there anyone present who is not signed up to speak who would like to address the committee at this time? Seeing there is not, Rochelle Bell, Senior Environmental Planner for the Monroe County's Planning and Development Department, will now give a brief overview of the 2019 to 2024 Capital Improvement Program as it pertains to the Recreation and Education Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You all should have a copy of the County Executive's proposed 2019-2024 CIP. The Monroe County Planning Board reviewed the proposal, held a public information meeting, and prioritized budget year projects before this being submitted to your honorable body. At the full legislature meeting in June, you'll set a public hearing for your July meeting and then vote on the plan. There are no funding approvals associated with taking action on this referral. There are 4 sections of the CIP pertinent to this committee: MCC, the library, and the Parks and Zoo. MCC's funding plan, which begins on page 13, contains 5 projects continued on from the adopted CIP. Funding was added in 2019 for property preservation. But for most of the projects, funding increased in latter years of the CIP, and funding added in 2023 and 2024 is equal to the amount that dropped out in 2018. Note that all funding for MCC is matched by the state. The next section is the Monroe County Library System, which is on page 21 of your CIP. The 6-year program for county funding of the library system automation doesn't change much from year to year. The project involves ongoing support, upgrades, and computer replacement. The 6-year program for county funding of the Parks Department includes the Seneca Park Zoo, begins on page 49. The 6-year program for the parks and the zoo is largely the same as last year. The general rhythm for the Parks Department is to update a master plan and then design and implement recommendations from the master plan. Recommendations usually include accessibility improvements, trail rehabilitation, lighting upgrades, and similar improvements. The zoo has been working on the Africa and Cold Asia exhibits and will begin the tropical exhibits in 2020. I'll be happy to take questions when you get to this item on your agenda. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Bell. The next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. You have the February 26, 2018 minutes before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. The next item on the agenda is new business. Madam Clerk.
Referral 18-0153.
Move it, Mr. Chairman. Second.
Moved by Legislator Alkoffer, seconded by Legislator Ansello. Are there any questions?
President Carbone.
Carbone? Sorry, Carbone. Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The item carries. Are there any other matters to come before this committee? There are not. The May 21st, 2018 meeting of the Recreation Education Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Recreation Education Committee is scheduled for June 25th, 2018 at 6 p.m.